Well, hey, this is the second in a series of videos that I'm making for this course in family law and society, and just wanted to talk a little bit about divorce, custody, and child support. And it's interesting that there are even other types of relationships that you have people that have, and I'm sure you're aware, never been married, have a paternity case. And so there's a lot of different ways that people have children. One of the things I want to talk about, though, is particularly in divorce. A lot of times this can be really a bad scenario. You have people that are angry and they take it out on each other and they use the children as a weapon. And this can be the very worst thing that you can do with a child. And yet so often I've seen over the years that people just slip into this, and they just find ways to aggravate each other and give each other grief and deny visitation, for example, refuse to pay child support, and a number of other things. Since about 1976, there's been a situation where there was a law passed by the federal government. Up until that time, most of the issues regarding child support were just strictly state issues. But in 1976, the federal government formed a program called the 4D program, which is IVD, Roman numeral 4D. And what they do is they try to force the states to collect child support in exchange for payments of welfare to children in need through the parent. And if the states don't do a good job in trying to collect the child support, then they don't get welfare money. And so all states at this point have been obligated. Also, some have a better record of collections than others. But it's very lucrative for prosecutors to pursue this. So more and more we've seen that people who have orders of child support do come to court and have to figure out a way to try to pay this money. The downside of this, though, is that many parents are forced or feel forced to abandon their kids, take off, hide, and avoid even having any relationship at all with their children, which is very damaging for kids. The other thing in terms of the custody issues, that children so often get used as a chip, like I said earlier, and the parents argue and try to make each other look bad and do all kind of underhanded things and try in order to try to get custody of the child. Here again, this is damaging. A child needs to have a relationship with both parents. That's just the way I look at it after 30 years of working in this business. I think that if people are good enough to have sex with, and they're good enough to have a relationship with their kids. And that's always kind of been a continuing theme in the courts where I've worked. You may disagree, agree, you can comment on that in the discussions, but that's just where I stand on the subject. The thing about this can be, though, that sometimes there are extreme cases where the parents are abusive, violent, even sexually abusive, and so obviously they should have no part in the upbringing of their child. But sometimes it's difficult for a court to figure that out, because people say it and sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not. So this is a difficult part for the legal system to try to sort out these different relationships, if they're really happening, what's going on, and all these things. Well, hey, I hope you've enjoyed this. We'll delve into this more as we go into session 7 of this course, and we'll bring you more of these as we go along. Thanks very much.